My world shattered at my stepkids' graduation when they thanked their deadbeat dad. Not me, the man who raised them. I was their rock, but they erased me. What I did next left them scrambling and changed their lives forever. I'm Alex, and this is how I turned betrayal into justice. The Miami sun blazed over the high school stadium, packed with families clutching balloons and handmade signs. Alex Navarro, a 40-year-old warehouse manager, sat in the bleachers, his calloused hands gripping a program for the class of 2025. His stepchildren, twins Emma and Ethan, were graduating today. For 12 years, Alex had been their rock, driving them to soccer practice, staying up late to debug algebra homework, and shelling out for SAT prep courses. Every sacrifice, every overtime shift was for them. Their biological father, Victor, had vanished when they were 6, leaving only sporadic voicemails and broken promises. Alex filled that void, not out of duty, but because he loved them like his own. His wife, Sophia, sat beside him, scrolling through her phone. She hadn't mentioned the graduation all week, leaving Alex to handle the logistics, booking the caterer for the after-party, printing banners, coordinating with relatives. He didn't mind. This was his family, built on sweat and choice, not blood. As the principal called names, Alex's chest swelled when Emma and Ethan's turn came. They strode across the stage, caps tilted, grinning at the crowd. Alex clapped until his palms stung, certain they'd acknowledge him, even just a glance. Emma grabbed the microphone for the class speech. "We want to thank the person who made us who we are," she said, her voice clear. "Our real dad, Victor." Ethan pointed to a man 3 rows ahead, a slick figure in sunglasses who waved like a celebrity. The crowd cheered. Alex froze, his hands mid-clap. Victor, who hadn't paid a dime or shown up for a single game, was their hero. Alex, who'd funded their phones, their cleats, their dreams, was erased. Sophia kept her eyes on her phone, her silence slicing deeper than words. The ceremony ended, and families spilled onto the field for photos. Victor posed with Emma and Ethan, his arms slung around them like he'd never left. Alex lingered at the edge, holding a sign he'd made. "Congrats, Emma and Ethan." No one called him over. Sophia laughed with Victor, her hand on his shoulder. Alex's stomach churned, not with anger, but with clarity. 12 years of showing up, and he was invisible. He slipped the sign into a trash bin and walked to his truck, the roar of the crowd fading behind him. At home, Sophia and the twins planned the after-party, oblivious to Alex's absence. He sat in the garage, the hum of an old fridge filling the silence. Behind a stack of boxes, he opened a safe, 6 digits, a soft click. Inside was $150,000 in savings, every cent earned through late nights and skipped vacations, meant for the twins' college funds. He stared at the stack of bonds, his mind racing. They'd called Victor their real dad. Let him pay, then. But this wasn't about spite. It was about truth. The next morning, Alex drove to a law office in downtown Miami. His lawyer, Miguel, leaned back in his chair, scanning the documents. "You're redirecting the entire fund?" he asked, eyebrow raised. Alex nodded. "It's going to Carla." Sophia's niece, Carla, was 19, a barista who scrubbed tables to save for nursing school. Sophia called her dull, but Carla always stayed late at family dinners, helping Alex clear plates without a word. She never asked for anything, and that's why she'd get all. Miguel drafted the trust. Tuition, housing, books, covered for Carla's 4 years at the University of Orlando. Alex signed, his hands steady. Back home, Sophia and the twins packed for college visits, chattering about dorms and meal plans. Emma posted a photo of her future campus on Instagram, captioned, "Ready for the next chapter." Ethan bragged about the gaming setup he'd bring. They assumed the money was there, as always. Alex said nothing, his silence a ticking clock. That afternoon, he called Carla at her cafe. "Still want to study nursing?" he asked. She laughed, thinking it was a joke. "I'm serious. It's paid for, everything." Her breath caught. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because you don't expect it," Alex said. The line went quiet, then a soft, "Thank you." By evening, the first crack appeared. An email from the University of Florida pinged Sophia's phone. Deposit not received. She stormed into the kitchen, waving her phone. "Alex, what's going on?" "The payment didn't go through." He sipped his coffee, calm. "Must be a glitch. I'll check." He didn't. Sophia's eyes narrowed, but she didn't push. The twins, oblivious, kept packing. Alex leaned against the counter, watching the family he'd built unravel, knowing the real storm was coming. Alex Navarro stood in the parking lot of his Miami warehouse, the morning heat already sticking to his skin. His phone buzzed with a second email from the University of Florida. Final notice, tuition deposit overdue. Sophia had forwarded it, her message sharp. Fix this, Alex. Now. He pocketed the phone and climbed into his truck, letting the engine's rumble drown out her words. The $150,000 he'd saved for Emma and Ethan's college was gone, redirected to Carla's trust for nursing school. He hadn't told Sophia or the twins, and their assumption that he'd always cover them fueled his resolve. At home, the twins were sprawled on the couch, scrolling through dorm decor ideas. Emma tapped her phone, planning a shopping trip for bedding. Ethan debated which laptop to buy for his gaming major. Sophia paced the kitchen, dialing the university's admissions office. There's a mistake, she insisted, voice rising. Our payment should have cleared. The call ended with a curt, check with your bank. She spun toward Alex as he walked in. Did you call them? She demanded. He shrugged, grabbing a water bottle. Working on it. Her glare lingered, but she dropped it, distracted by Ethan's request for extra cash for headphones. That afternoon, Alex drove to Carla's Cafe in Coconut Grove. She was wiping down tables, her apron smudged with coffee stains. He slid into a booth and handed her a folder with the trust details. Full tuition at the University of Orlando, housing, and a stipend for books. Her hands trembled as she read. I start next month, she said, voice cracking. I don't know how to repay you. Alex shook his head. Just pass your exams. She nodded, tucking the folder away as a customer called her back to work. Meanwhile, the twins' world began to crack. Emma got a text from her roommate-to-be. You still coming? They said your spot's at risk. She stormed into Alex's garage, where he was sorting tools. The university's threatening to drop me, she said, arms crossed. What's going on? Alex tightened a wrench, not looking up. Talk to your mom. She huffed and left, slamming the door. Ethan was next, cornering Alex in the driveway. My dorm key isn't ready. They said I'm not enrolled. Fix it. Alex met his eyes. Ask Victor. He's your real dad. Ethan flinched, but said nothing, retreating to the house. Sophia's panic escalated. She rifled through bank statements, finding no trace of the college fund. At dinner, she slammed a laptop shut. The account's empty, Alex. Where's the money? The twins froze, forks halfway to their mouths. Alex leaned back in his chair. Must have been a mix-up. I'll sort it tomorrow. He wouldn't. Sophia's voice shook. This isn't a game. Their future's on the line. Alex stood, clearing his plate. They chose who to thank. Let him step up. The next day, Victor swaggered into the picture. He called Sophia, promising to handle everything. She relayed this to the twins, who clung to his words like a lifeline. Alex overheard, loading his work bag. Good luck with that, he muttered, heading out. By evening, Victor's plan, a vague promise of a loan, fell apart when his credit check failed. Sophia's phone buzzed with another university email. Enrollment canceled without payment. Emma burst into tears, locking herself in her room. Ethan kicked a chair, cursing under his breath. Sophia dialed Alex, her voice a mix of fury and desperation. You know something? Tell me. He hung up, letting the silence speak. At a family barbecue in Key West the following weekend, the tension boiled over. Relatives gathered around a picnic table, passing plates of grilled shrimp. Sophia arrived with Emma and Ethan, forcing smiles. Aunt Rosa, never one for subtlety, asked, So, kids, ready for college? Ethan mumbled about delays. Emma stared at her plate. Rosa pressed, Alex, you always had their backs. What happened? Sophia cut in, It's a bank error. Alex sipped his soda, meeting Rosa's gaze. No error. I gave him money to someone who earned it. The table went quiet. Sophia's fork clattered. What did you do? She whispered. Alex stood. Carla's going to nursing school. Ask Victor to cover the rest. He walked away, leaving murmurs in his wake. That night, Emma sent a text. We messed up, okay? Can we talk? Ethan followed. This isn't fair, Alex. Just tell us what's going on. Alex read the messages in his truck, parked by the beach. Waves crashed in the dark, mirroring the storm he'd unleashed. He didn't reply. They'd feel the weight of their choices soon enough. Tomorrow, he'd meet Miguel to lock the trust, ensuring Carla's future was secure. The twins and Sophia would have to face reality, and Victor's empty promises would crumble under it. Alex Navarro pulled into a parking garage in downtown Miami, his truck's engine cutting through the early morning quiet. His phone vibrated with unread texts from Sophia, Emma, and Ethan, each more desperate than the last. The university had officially dropped the twins from enrollment, and Sophia's latest message read, "This is their future, Alex. Where's the money?" He ignored it, stepping into Miguel's law office. The $150,000 college fund he'd painstakingly saved was now Carla's, locked in a trust for her nursing degree. Today, he'd finalized the paperwork to make it untouchable. Miguel spread documents across his desk. "Once you sign, the funds are irrevocable," he said, pen poised. Alex nodded, his jaw set. "Do it." He scrawled his signature, sealing Carla's future at the University of Orlando. As he left, his phone buzzed again. "Ethan, I'm working doubles at the cafe. Tell us what's going on." Alex didn't respond. The twins' reliance on him, their assumption he'd always fix things, was over. Victor, their so-called real dad, hadn't shown up since his loan scheme collapsed. At home, chaos reigned. Sophia stood in the living room, hands on hips, as Emma sorted through rejection emails from scholarship programs. Ethan stormed in from his shift, slamming his keys down. "The dorms gave my spot away," he said, voice tight. Sophia turned to Alex, who was grabbing a protein bar from the kitchen. "You're destroying them," she accused. "Where's the money?" Alex met her gaze, unyielding. "I gave it to someone who values it. Victor's your hero now. Let him step up." Sophia's mouth opened, but no words came. Emma's eyes welled up. Ethan just stared, fists clenched. That afternoon, Alex drove to Carla's new dorm in Orlando. She was unpacking, stacking medical textbooks on a small desk. "First class is tomorrow," she said, handing him a coffee from a campus kiosk. "I'm ready because of you." Alex waved off her gratitude. "Show me by graduating." As he left, his phone pinged. A photo from Carla, standing outside her lecture hall, captioned, "First step." He saved it, a small anchor in the storm he'd ignited. Back in Miami, Sophia rallied the twins to confront Alex. They ambushed him at his warehouse after his shift, the lot empty under flickering streetlights. Sophia led the charge. "You took their future," she said, voice trembling with rage. Emma stepped forward, holding a crumpled bank statement. "We know the account's empty. Just tell us why." Ethan stayed back, arms crossed, but his eyes betrayed hurt. Alex leaned against his truck. "You thanked Victor at graduation, the man who left you. I was there 12 years, paid for everything, soccer, phones, your dreams. And you erased me." Sophia faltered. "They're kids, Alex. They didn't mean it." He shook his head. "They meant it. And you let them." Emma's voice cracked. "We were wrong, okay? But this? It's too much." Alex held her gaze. "Carla's in school because she never took me for granted. You did." Ethan stepped closer. "So you're punishing us?" Alex's tone stayed even. "Not punishment. Consequences." He climbed into his truck and drove off, leaving them in the lot, their silhouettes shrinking in his rearview mirror. The next day, Sophia tried a new tactic. She showed up at Alex's apartment, alone, holding a folder of loan applications. "I'm trying to fix this," she said, voice softer. "The kids are working, but it's not enough. Tell me how to make this right." Alex set down his coffee mug. "You can't. The money's gone, legally. Ask Victor." Sophia's shoulders slumped. "He's gone again. No call, no nothing." Alex nodded, unsurprised. "Then you and the twins figure it out. I did my part." She left, the door clicking shut like a gavel. That evening, a family group chat lit up. Aunt Rosa, hosting a barbecue soon, asked if the twins were settled in college. Sophia dodged, texting about delays. Emma and Ethan stayed silent. Alex knew the truth would spill at the barbecue, and he was ready. He called Carla, checking on her first week. "I aced my first quiz," she said, voice bright. "Keep it up," Alex replied, hanging up. The twins' messages kept coming. Emma's apologetic, Ethan's defiant, but Alex let them pile up. The climax was here. His family had to face the void they'd created, and he wouldn't fill it for them. Alex Navarro parked his truck outside a Key West beach house, the salty breeze cutting through the evening heat. Aunt Rosa's barbecue was in full swing, with relatives crowded around tables laden with grilled fish and coleslaw. Alex carried a cooler of drinks, nodding at cousins as he set it down. Sophia arrived late with Emma and Ethan, their forced smiles cracking under curious glances. The twins' college plans had collapsed. No tuition, no dorms, and the family's whispers were growing louder. Alex kept his distance, sipping a soda, waiting for the inevitable. Rosa cornered Sophia by the grill. "So the kids in school yet?" Sophia deflected, muttering about paperwork issues. Emma picked at her plate, avoiding eye contact. Ethan scrolled his phone, jaw tight. A cousin pressed. "Alex always had their tuition covered, right?" Sophia froze, her fork hovering. Alex stepped forward, voice calm. "Not anymore. I gave it to Carla. She's studying nursing in Orlando." The crowd hushed. Sophia's eyes darted to him, pleading for silence, but he continued. "Victor got the credit at graduation. Let him pay." Rosa gasped. "You gave it all to Carla?" Alex nodded. "She earned it." Sophia set her plate down, hands shaking. "You can't do this to them." Emma stood, voice low. "We said we're sorry, Alex. Isn't that enough?" Ethan joined her, his tone sharp. "You're making us pay for one mistake." Alex met their stares. "One mistake? 12 years I showed up. You chose Victor. Now you live with it." He walked to the cooler, grabbing another soda, as murmurs rippled through the family. Sophia sank into a chair, her composure crumbling. The next morning, Alex checked his phone. More text from Emma. "I'm tutoring kids after school. I'm trying." Ethan's was curt. "Got a second job. This sucks, but I'm not quitting." Alex didn't reply, but he noted their effort. At his warehouse, he sorted inventory, the routine grounding him. Sophia called, her voice strained. "I'm working retail now. The kids are hustling. Can we talk?" Alex cut her off. "Show me, don't tell me." He hung up, focusing on a shipment order, but her words lingered. Carla sent an update from Orlando, a photo of her in a study group, captioned, "Acing Anatomy." Alex smiled, forwarding it to Miguel with a note. "Trust is solid?" Miguel confirmed the funds were locked for Carla's degree, untouchable by Sophia or the twins. Meanwhile, Sophia sold the family's Miami house, downsizing to a cramped apartment. Emma moved into a shared rental, tutoring late to cover rent. Ethan worked nights at a beach cafe, promoted to shift lead, his Instagram now a stream of work schedules, not gaming setups. Victor, predictably, vanished again, his latest text to Ethan, "I'll send money soon," unanswered. At a coffee shop meetup, Alex handed Carla a debit card linked to her trust stipend. "For emergencies," he said. She hugged him, then showed him her first essay, graded A-. "I'm not letting you down," she said. Alex nodded, his trust in her unshaken. Back in Miami, Sophia tried another angle, showing up at his apartment with a spreadsheet of the twins' earnings. "They're saving for community college," she said, voice steady but eyes tired. "Give them a chance." Alex scanned the numbers, small, hard-earned sums. "Keep going," he said, closing the door. A family group chat buzzed with plans for a reunion in Marbella, but Alex skipped it, sensing another ambush. Instead, he drove to Orlando to see Carla's first clinical training session. She demonstrated a blood pressure check, her focus razor-sharp. "This is what your money's doing," she said, pointing to her stethoscope. Alex felt a quiet pride, a contrast to the chaos in Miami. Emma's latest text arrived, enrolled in night classes. "Paid the first fee myself." Ethan's followed, "Cafe's paying better. I'm saving up." Alex saved the messages, not responding yet. The fallout spread wider. At a family dinner, Rosa pulled Alex aside. "Sophie is struggling, but the kids are stepping up. You sure about this?" Alex sipped his water. "They're learning what I learned. Nothing's free." Rosa nodded, unconvinced but silent. Sophia's retail shifts doubled. She stopped posting about yoga retreats. The twins' apologies grew quieter, replaced by proof of work. Alex watched from afar, his resolve firm but his heart heavy, knowing the final reckoning was near. Alex Navarro sat in his truck outside a Miami community college, the engine idling as he checked his phone. Carla's latest message showed her in scrubs at an Orlando clinic, captioned, "First patient shift." Her success, funded by the $150,000 trust he'd redirected, was a quiet victory. Meanwhile, Emma and Ethan's texts had shifted from pleas to updates. Bank receipts, class schedules, proof of their grind. Alex hadn't responded, but their persistence chipped at his resolve. Today, he'd decide their future. At a diner near the college, Alex met his lawyer, Miguel, sliding a folder across the table. Add a conditional fund for the twins, Alex said. Small, tied to their working grades. Miguel raised an eyebrow. Thought you were done with them. Alex shook his head. It's not for them. It's for me. To know I didn't let Hurt win. The new trust would cover one semester's tuition each, but only if Emma and Ethan maintained jobs and a 3.0 GPA. Miguel nodded, drafting the terms. In Miami, Sophia worked double shifts at a souvenir shop, her social media now silent. Emma tutored high schoolers, her nights spent in a cramped apartment studying accounting. Ethan managed a beach cafe, his shifts stretching past midnight. Their father, Victor, had vanished again, his last call to Emma, a vague promise of cash, ignored. At a family reunion in Key West, Aunt Rosa hosted, the air thick with tension. Sophia arrived alone, her posture slumped. Emma and Ethan showed up late, straight from work, carrying a folder. They approached Alex at the grill, hesitant. We wrote this, Emma said, handing him a letter. Alex opened it later, alone in his truck. The handwritten note was direct. We know he hurt you. We're not asking for money, just a chance to prove we get it. Thank you for everything. Signed by both, it listed their earnings. $2,000 from Emma's tutoring, $1,800 from Ethan's cafe tips. Alex tucked it away, his chest tight. Their effort wasn't enough to erase the graduation sting, but it was a start. The next day, Alex drove to Orlando for Carla's university awards ceremony. She'd earned a first-year scholarship for her grades, standing on stage as professors praised her dedication. Afterward, at a campus cafe, she slid an envelope across the table. From the twins, she said. They asked me to give it to you. Inside was a thank you card, acknowledging Carla's success and their own mistakes. We're proud of her, it read. And we're sorry. Alex pocketed it, nodding to Carla. You're the one who matters here, he said. She smiled, showing him her latest exam score, 92. Back in Miami, Miguel sent the twins a formal notice about the conditional fund. Emma called Alex, her voice steady. We got you terms. We'll meet them. Ethan texted, Thanks, man. Won't let you down. Alex didn't reply, but he saved the messages. At a family dinner at Rose's, Sophia approached him, holding a soda like a shield. The kids told me about the fund, she said. I know we failed you. I'm trying to fix it. Alex met her eyes. It's not about fixing. It's about doing. She nodded, stepping back as Emma and Ethan joined, sharing their community college schedules. Weeks later, Carla sent a photo of her first clinical rotation, monitoring a patient's chart. Emma posted a selfie from her accounting class, captioned, Night School Grind. Ethan shared a cafe pay stub, his savings nearing the trust requirements. Sophia took a second job, her pride swallowed by necessity. At a quiet coffee shop, Alex met the twins, their first real talk since the barbecue. Emma laid out her tutoring earnings, Ethan his promotion to assistant manager. We're not the same kids from graduation, Ethan said. Alex leaned forward. Prove it. The fund's there if you do. They nodded, no excuses left. Driving home under a clear Miami sky, Alex felt a weight lift. He hadn't rebuilt the family, but he'd carve a path for justice, not vengeance, but accountability. Carla soared, her future bright. Emma and Ethan clawed their way back, learning the cost of gratitude. Sophia faced her role in their fall. Alex parked by the beach, the waves steady against the shore. He wasn't their bank anymore, but he'd given them something harder, a chance to rise. The story closed not with triumph, but with peace earned through truth.